Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Shadow Claw Marshadow in the Open Master League. We're going to have the Master League as well as the Jungle Cup at the same time. I have to admit, I don't like really either of the metas. It is what it is. But today we're going to take a look here at Marshadow. There's going to be a lot of updates towards especially the Master League that are going to be very interesting. Like also, for example, the Landers, which are facing off here already. Which I'm going to definitely take a look at on the channels, and definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, today we are going to take a look at the Marshadow. Marshadow is a mythical Pokemon, a Pokemon that you can only get once so far in Pokemon GO. And if you have better Vs, then you rather use your bottle cap, I think, on this Pokemon, which I mostly would do for my next full bottle cap because it makes a lot of sense on this thing. Because with Shadow Claw, and by the way, Shadow Claw is going to be here to stay. We had confirmations early on, like ages ago, that moves can't be removed. So like Shadow Claw is here to stay. Marshadow is going to stay like this. It's going to be very, very strong for the future as well. Can't see that Marshadow is going that Shadow Claw is going to get nerfed anytime soon either. So yeah, just generally speaking, Marshadow is going to be definitely worth it now, right? That's what we kind of want to find out here today. And Marshadow itself is a very interesting Pokemon because on what place it has in the current meta is here we're going to win the first battle. With the moveset that we actually have quite a nice amount of coverage, basically. We're going to have, of course, Double Step and Shadow Claw as well as Close Combat. Both of them are going to be boosted by the Stab bonus. And then you have Ice Punch as a coverage move, which, especially in a meta like this, is quite nice because there are a lot of ground-type Pokemon, especially now after the Mud Shot update, allowing Landorus to come back into the meta, as well as Groudon are going to be a bit more common as well. It's going to be kind of nice there. But generally speaking, it is kind of a bit awkward that you don't have a nice stab ghost type move. Like you rather, like Force Combat is kind of a move that you kind of have to have, and then Ice Punch just makes more sense. But like you don't have like Ghost Step really other than the fast move. But Ghost Step on the fast move already helps you out quite a bit in the current meta because everybody is running Lunala. Everyone is currently running Lunala to the point where I want to run Yveltal now just because I'm getting annoyed by this Pokemon. But here, basically, the benefit of Marshadow is it is very nice neutral against the current top meta. Like, you either have the super effective damage of Ice Punch, or you're going to have very nice neutral damage with the Close Combat here, which hits basically everything and is very solid against the Palkia core. And as you can see, it does quite some damage, I would say, and we can win the second battle here as well. Okay, Palkia is next up against us. This is going to be a matchup where we can stay in here. We're going to have our best buddied Metagross here at level 51. It's definitely a Pokemon that is worth it for this meta. Like, it is the best non-legendary Pokemon. I tried out Garchomp a little bit earlier today now as well. I haven't really liked it that much yet, but I will give it a try a little bit more. I only did a few battles with it, and then I stopped playing it because I was like, I'm done with the game. I really lost a lot of elo today, by the way. I really like you're not going to reveal too many of those teams there as well. But I tried to use Orbital. Didn't work out at all. I tried to use Lantern Altaria Core, which I thought was great, but I had literally hard counters non-stop against me. And then I tried out Garchomp, and my opponents always called every single bait. Where it just really doesn't make sense. And so I'm currently taking a little bit of a break off the game. As I had now 3 sets done today, and I think I maybe won 3 games in those total. And yes, I have those days as well. So I just kind of want to be here transparent as well with you. There are some teams that you don't see on YouTube especially that just don't work out. There are sometimes just things that I just don't really want to reveal on YouTube as well. But yeah, I lost a lot of elo today already. So hopefully, if you lost some elo as well, hopefully you can regain it. This team here itself was fine. There's another team that did as well play for the other cup, which is going to be out soon as well, this video towards it, so definitely stay tuned for that one. Those two worked really well, and I climbed some elo, and now I had 3 sets where I think I went 2 or 3 times 1-4. Happens. Anyway, next opponent, we're going to have here Marshadow against us. Marshadow itself, again, is going to be very good against the current meta, but it's also very difficult to deal with. They have a better Marshadow than we have. We have actually an alright Marshadow. I don't think that my Marshadow is very bad. Like, we have a 13, 14, 14. That is just generally above average on what he can get, as it's between the 0 and the 10 and 15 range. I think the average is somewhere around like then 12, 13, 12 or something like this. So like we're a little bit above average, which is kind of cool. Here we have Kyogre against us. We don't run the Spatial Rent on our Palkia because we can't. I would love to, but I'm not allowed to. Which is really awkward because Palkia is such a strong Pokemon in this meta. I have one, of course, here built that is a Shando, and I can't really use it to its fullest potential because I'm not allowed to use the actual move because for whatever reason, it's like the only signature move that is not available by an Elite Team. So that's fantastic, of course. Here, we're going to go up against the Kyogre with our Marshadow. We're going to decide to let the move go. It's going to be a Surf. We can still take the hit, we can go for the full farm down, and now we have a ton of energy against whatever they have in the back. In this case, it's Kyurem, and I go for the close combat straight away. Do their shields, do they let the move go? They decide to shield this move up, and oh, never mind, I shield this move go, and it doesn't knock them out? Sorry, okay, I got a bit confused there, because I was expecting a close combat to knock out a Kyurem Black, instantly, but it doesn't. Like, Kyurem Black and Kyurem White don't really have the craziest defense. They have very high attack stat though, but they don't have the craziest defense, and we have with Marshadow a Pokemon with a high attack stat, a stab move that's super effective. I didn't really expect this one at all, but it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to have Yveltal against us. It's a bit of an awkward Pokemon to deal with because we don't have Spatial Rent, which means we are in a position where we have to go for the Aqua Tail spam, and we're not even getting to another one. If we had Spatial Rent, I would have got them way lower already. We have the Media Mesh coming in next. This is going to allow us to get, oh wait, up against the opponent's Ho-Oh. That is not ideal, and I just gambled here that they don't get the debuff because it's going to be better for my fast move timing. 50% chance if I get the debuff, I'm kind of screwed. I get the debuff immediately, and there is not a lot that I can really do about here now at this point. Now, of course, was gamble, 50% chance. Yeah, without the debuff, I would have knocked them out here, guaranteed. Yeah, with the fast move damage, with the charge move damage there, easily would have knocked out without needing to use this move. And I do think this would have helped me out quite a bit in this matchup as well. So that is just unfortunate. Like, there's not really a lot that I can do about it. I think it was a gamble that was worth it. I think it's a gamble that I should have taken no matter what. But of course, I lost that gamble. So that always then looks a little bit silly of like, okay, you did this and it didn't work out. Yeah, it didn't work out. But like at the end of the day, if it would have worked out, it would have been our best way of winning. Here, I feel like I still had a chance maybe if I went for my charge move a bit earlier, but I didn't really know the amount of energy that the Yveltal still had. And so they're going to win this battle. Landorus against us in the lead, that happened quite often. Lunala saves up is literally everywhere right now. Like, I really need to have a team around Yveltal. Like, Yveltal is seemingly so overpowered in the current meta with Lunala being absolutely everywhere. Honestly, I can't see this Pokemon anymore. A Pokemon, by the way, that's also kind of funny to counter Lunala would be Shadow Snorlax, I would say, because you have the Shadow Lick bonus on top of it. I feel like there would be a fun Pokemon to counter this thing, but it's definitely a little bit more, yeah, better, I guess, to play something like the Yveltal in the current meta. But you have to be even a bit mindful there because they have access to Moonblast, and Moonblast is going to be a hard-hitting move there, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, anyway, Lunala's gonna get knocked out by our Marshadow. In comes Zekrom. We have Ice Punch against you, and we're gonna try to catch the move, which works out beautifully on our own Metagross here. Metagross, of course, not that great against the opponent's lead, against the Landorus, and I have now Ice Punch stored. I should be in the right position here, but I have to hope that I do outspeed the opponent, which I should be. I have so much energy advantage. I have 2 Ice Punches stored now. I think they need one more fast move to get to their own move. I hope they need one more fast move. They don't. And this changes again everything here because now we are debuffed, which means as well against the Zekrom, we are not going to do as much damage. We needed to use our shield here, which I didn't really want to do there either. And so we are now in a position where I don't really want to be in, as they are going to be able to go for a charge move. They knock us out and they're going to win this battle. Xerneas against the lead, of course, is going to be ideal. That's exactly what we want to face here. This is the Pokemon that we want to face. Kyogre comes in and I can still go into my Palkia. While I don't have charge move coverage is super effective, I still at least double resist the water type damage of them. But Avalanche actually does so much more damage than I expected. Like, Avalanche is just a neutral hit. Like, it just two-shots us, which I did not really expect. Fire Blast comes through. It's not going to knock them out, but it's going to get them low enough that I should be able to just shield and farm them down, leaving me then with a ton of energy against the opponent. But they stop out into the Xerneas, locking themselves into this matchup, which I found a bit interesting as a choice, because now we have our Metagross. Metagross is going to be able to go ahead and go for the charge move. We're going to get the shield from the opponent. And we're generally not in the worst position here. Close Combat comes in. I can go for another Media Mesh, get another shield or the KO. I would actually rather have the KO here at this point. But they decide, of course, to use a shield here. I do think they're going to outspeed me, so I should rather let this move go, as they are also now in Shadow Claw plus Ice Punch range, so I'm not really too worried about it. And I still have even the Aqua Tail here for them, so like that is going to be fantastic, as this is going to allow us to do so much damage, knocking them out straight away. In comes, Lunala from the opponent, Marshadow on our side. We can go for the Ice Punch to weaken them up a little bit, and we can try to go for the full farm after this charge move. Of course, they're going to be able to go for their own move here first. We're going to be forced to use a shield, but at the end of the day, we are going to have, a ton of energy, which you can now utilize against the Kyogre. And yes, we are going to be able to win this battle. There's not really anything the opponent can do about it, and we can move on to the next opponent. Well, let's take a look here. We're going to have the Palkia against the lead. This is going to be okay for us. This is going to be where I can just go for the Earthquake. But honestly, because our Palkia doesn't have the right moveset, it's a bit more awkward. As we will see here, I'm going to go for a no shield. Could shield this move up as well, but it's okay. And we can see another charge coming through. We are shielding this one up now. They might even be able to reach another one before I get to my next move, but they stop out now into the Lunala, and this allows me to go for my Marshadow again. And I have to go for the Ice Punch, otherwise they're gonna get to 2 Shadow Balls in time. I don't have really a choice here, sadly, but we are going to be able to go for the shield here against them. And yeah, I am gonna see here that they very likely gonna try to just knock me out and use both of their shields against our Ice Punch Marshadow. Yeah, exactly, that's what they're gonna do. And they are, of course, going to knock me out here. Like, there's not a lot that I can do there anyway. This is going to be still okay because we have Palkia. I can get some energy here. Let's hop on to the Necrozma. This is a very common team that I've seen, by the way, quite often now here as well. Like, we're going to see the double Lunala backline, basically. A lot of people are running this with then a Fairy type in lead. It's a very toxic team. It's a team that definitely still works out. And by the way, if you want to see some top teams, I have made a video for both for Master League plus the Jungle Cup, of course, on this channel as well. So definitely check them out if you want to have some more team ideas. This team here was on there as well, and it's definitely a solid team. Like, it's definitely a solid team, but I do feel like it takes a while until you really get Marshadow. Marshadow itself has a lot of play in the meta, but like, you really need to position itself correctly, because if you don't, you are very much a liability there. Here we're going to have Necrozma against us in the lead. I am not going to go for the Medium Mesh straight away. I'm forced to go for it later though. I'm not going to be able to farm them down in time before they are going to be able to knock me out. But yeah, as you can see, there's going to be the Zacian coming in. We have the Earthquake already stored. We have the Earthquake already connecting. And we can even go for another charge move here on the CMP tie. This was less than ideal, because now they're going to knock us, and I can try to get much energy here with my Palkia, which is fantastic, because now I have nearly an Awkward Heal stored, and we have not really been hit against our Palkia, but in the back it's going to be the Kyurem Black, and we're gonna go ahead and go for the no shield. We're gonna go ahead and go for the Awkward, I wanted to say, but we don't actually do this anymore because we got a little bit too low than lower than expected for sure. And now it's going to be Ice Punch time, as this is going to be able to do some, not so actually super effective damage, but just generally some damage here, just to weaken them up a little bit. We're going to be in an alright position, as we are going to be forced to use a shield here. We're gonna try our best to go for the close combat now. If they no shield, that might be their only win con there if I go for the Ice Punch, but as we see here, they no shield, and we're going to be able to go for the close combat. Final battle, Metagross against Zacian here against us. This is going to be again a matchup which you kinda enjoy. It's going to be still a little bit more awkward because the close combat is doing so much damage against us. It is kinda wild. Of course, just a neutral hit, but this kinda completely changes how this matchup kinda is played because of just how much damage the close combat does here. And as you're gonna see, there's going to be another Pokemon coming in here in the Zygarde to catch the move. This is not really ideal, but we have Ice Punch on Marshadow, and Marshadow is going to be very good here, as we are going to be able to go ahead and go for another charge move. This is going to be fine. This is going to allow us to get them super low, but not low enough, because it's still going to get to another charge move. And this is going to be a bit scary, as now we try our best to go for the full farm, but they still get to another one. And this is going to be mostly just a bulldozer thought. It's another Outrage, and so we're super low in this battle. We see the Zacian coming in. We are gonna try our best here, as we're gonna get the shield from the opponent. We're gonna see that we're not gonna get to another move here, and so I'm swapping out here straight away into our Palkia. They decide to go for the Behemoth Blade, and we can now try to get them hopefully a little bit lower, as this is going to be the Octane coming in. This is going to allow us to get them super low, actually. And now it's going to be a very interesting endgame here. As we see the close combat coming through, they're going to swap out into the Zygarde. We can knock them out. Let's see what they have in the back. Otherwise, we are going to have here the Zacian again. We're going to try to go for the full farm now, which doesn't work out. But as you can see here, there's going to be now the close combat coming through. Our Marshadow is low, or Palkia is low, but we can go for the full farm now. What do they have in the back? It is going to be Lunala, and we can go for a hard-hitting move, but sadly not going to be enough to knock them out. Marshadow itself is a fun Pokemon. It's a solid Pokemon. It is not an S tier Pokemon. It is not. I think it's like A tier. It's definitely a very usable Pokemon. You wouldn't be like surprised to see it, but it's not like as broken as, for example, the Palkia or the Zacian. It's not close to that one. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.